Well, no, I think there's a problem because I haven't seen them here.
Don't
Oh,
butt
yeah?
me. You can.
Well, he must have been in the wedding club. You understand?
They're metal.
Yeah.
Metal?
And they were forged
By them.
by Stacy
they
and
did?
Joe. Yeah.
Cool.
My Carl's brother's a metallurgist. He worked for the government.
Right. Yeah, you get two.
John must be her witness.
Yeah. You big man, you.
Could everyone please rise?
Oh.
The world is full of peril, and in it there are many dark places. But still, there is much that is fair, and though in all lands love is now mingled with grief, it grows perhaps the greater. Through the times of darkness, love and friendship are what lit your way here. You stand here surrounded by your fellowship and all of the people whose travels have brought you into their lives. Friends and family, today we're here to celebrate the love between Stacy and Joe. What you two promised to each other today must be renewed tomorrow and every day hereafter. Make the decision to commit and keep on making it. For small creatures such as we, the vastness is bearable only through love. Stacy and Joe, do you both come here of your own free will with the blessings of friends and family to be joined together as husband and wife?
We do.
Everyone may please be seated. Upon the hearth, the fire is red. Beneath the roof there is a bed. But not yet weary are our feet. Still round the corner we may meet. a sudden tree and standing stone, that none have seen but we alone. Tree and flower and leaf and grass, let them pass, let them pass. Hill and water under sky, pass them by, pass them by. Still round the corner there may wait a new road or secret gate. And though we pass them by today, tomorrow we may come this way, and take the hidden paths that run towards the moon or to the sun. Apple, thorn, and nut and sloe, let them go, let them go. Sand and stone and pool and dell, fare you well, fare you well. Home is behind, the world ahead, and there are many paths to tread, through shadows to the edge of night, until the stars are all alight. The world behind and home ahead, we'll wander back to home and bed. Mist and twilight, cloud and shade, away shall fade, away shall fade. Fire and lamp and meat and bread, and then to bed, and then to bed. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, you missed our little adventure. After hours of painstaking setup in the blistering heat, a massive storm blew in and knocked the proverbial wind out of our sails. It also knocked down our tent, all the chairs, and all of the tables. As we stood there beneath the awning of the blacksmith shop and watched our work crumble, we offered reassurance to Stacy. She and Joe stood quietly at each other's side, but what we saw in their expressions, it wasn't devastation. They were amused. Joe laughed and said, "Well, I love a good adventure." To which Stacy replied, "Yeah, it wouldn't be right if it were that easy." Sometimes adventure chooses us, and other times we choose it. When adventure falls into our laps, we are given a choice. Do we stand and walk that path, or do we sit at home, cozy by the fireside? I chose to read Bilbo's adventure song because, to me, it so perfectly describes the both of you. For the last 10 years, you two have been adventuring together, walking the paths least traveled, carrying one another when the journey becomes difficult, and always reaching home together. Today you commit to many more years of adventure, and you know, surrounded here by all these people, that you will never have to travel alone. When adventure finds you two, you don't back down. You have built a fellowship of friends and family who will always be ready to lift a blade, figuratively, and for some of us literally, speaking, to defend or to help you. You two will never be alone. Your adventures will only continue to be great and vast, and you will always have each other. Because I am sure you would rather die than face all the ages of this world alone. Both Stacy and Joe come from families who have strong ties to their heritage, traditions, and to each other. I would like at this time to invite the parents of the bride and groom to come forward, as well as the bride's Uncle Al, to share in one of these traditions. Greeting with bread and salt in the Salt Covenant is an ancient tradition of the Slavic people that dates back to the pagan Slavic tribes. It was later adopted by the church. Salt, often the most valuable item that people had to trade, was used to seal contracts between tribe leaders, and later, the combination of bread and salt, or, and I'm sorry if I butcher this, phlebum e sola, thank you, was used as a gesture of hospitality to greet everyone from neighbors to visiting dignitaries. Later, it was adopted for weddings, and it is a tradition for parents to bestow upon their children gifts of bread, salt, and well wishes. Today, the bride and groom will be greeted by their parents with bread and salt, and will seal their marriage with a salt covenant. The bread they will be using is a traditional Polish rye brought from Hamtramck, Michigan. The vodka is a Polish bison grass vodka brought back from Poland by Stacy's uncle. They will also be using salt mined from Wiślika, salt mine in Poland, which Stacy brought back from her trip there. They will also be exchanging Polish coins and using pottery with the traditional Polish print.
Staropolskim Świszaja witamy w chlebem i sole, aby w waszym domu zawsze gościł dostatek.
According to our old Polish tradition, we greet you with bread and salt, so that your home might always enjoy abundance.
Chlebem. Może nigdy nie będzie głodny.
Now this is bread. May you never go hungry.
Sola. Można przewziąć gorycz z życiu.
Salt, so that you may overcome the bitterness in life. Salt also will add flavor to your marriage, to your life.
Wódka. Może żyć się słodziciem z życiu.
Now this is vodka, so that you both may enjoy the sweetness in life.
Srebro. Możesz być bigoty.
This is for silver. May you be wealthy.
Dziś wam wszystkiego najlepszego na nowe drodze życia.
I wish you all the best on your new road through life. Stolat.
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 Stola.
Now is the time for Stacy and Joe to affirm their intention of matrimony here in the presence of their friends and family. These two have chosen to write their own vows, words spoken truly from their hearts for all to hear and acknowledge. I should know better. Ladies first, Joe. Yeah.
I'm ready.
You need to raise it up a little bit.
Stacy Otremba. I vow to love and honor you for the rest of my life. You are the fire in my heart and my strength when I have none. Together we are better than our sons. I love you for your kindness and for your grit. I know you will be by my side through good times and stormy ones, and I vow to do the same. I love you.
Joe, there are many things I promised to try my hardest to do for our marriage. Our wedding is an example of who we are. We are creators. We are makers. Not to be cliche, but we have forged this relationship, and it is wrought from strong material. It's not just the finished product for us, but the hours of love and care that go into anything that we create together, including our lives. I vow to always be your muse and inspiration as you are mine. Finally, I ask of you, understand I'll slip quietly away from the noisy crowd when I see the pale stars rising, blooming over the oaks. I'll pursue solitary pathways through the pale twilight meadows with only this one dream. You come too.
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. That comes next. Soon. Not yet.
Their officiant needs a moment. I said I wasn't going to do this.
Of course we were.
Now is the part of the ceremony, after I'm done crying, where I talk about the wedding ring being a perfect circle with no beginning and no end. But we all know that these rings have a beginning. They start out as raw, imperfect elements, a gift of the earth. Human hands excavate them, melt them down, and forge them into something new and beautiful. Love is like that. It comes from humble beginnings and imperfect beings. It is the process of creating something beautiful when there once was nothing at all. May I have the token of Joe and Stacy's love for one another?
This is kind of foreboding, guys.
It's always best.
Go. You take this one. You take this one. Pass that down to Gus. Sorry. Joe, approach Stacy and place the ring on her finger, and please repeat after me. Here, scoot this way more. There you go. Now they can see you. Stacy, this ring is a token of my love.
Stacy, this ring is a token of my love.
I marry you with this ring,
I marry you with this ring,
with all that I have and all that I am.
with all that I have and all that I am.
Stacy, take the ring and place it on Joe's finger. And please repeat after me. Joe, I give you this ring
Joe, I give you this ring
as a sign of my love and devotion.
as a sign of my love and devotion.
I marry you with this ring,
I marry you with this ring
with all that I have and all that I am.
with all that I have and all that I am.
Hand fasting is a traditional Celtic tradition, dating back to before when weddings became a legal function of the church. In this tradition, which is where the expression tying the knot comes from, the couple's hands are bound together by a unity cord, signifying their lives tying together as one. Two of you, please join one hand, palm up, so that you might see the blessing that your hands are to you. Today, your fellowship will participate in reminding you of all your blessings as we help celebrate the binding of your lives and destinies together. These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love, that hold yours on your wedding day as you promise to love each other all the days of your life. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as you build your future together. These are the hands that will passionately love you and care for you throughout the years. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief fills your mind, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will give you strength when you struggle, and support and encouragement to chase down your dreams. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled with age will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch from these hands. My friend musicians, mates, if you are waiting for the opportune moment, this is it. in keeping with tradition, well, tradition for Stacy and Joe anyway, it's time for an offbeat celebration of their new life together. Stacy and Joe, from here on out, you battle all foes together, weather all storms together, and face the world at each other's sides one day at a time. Let the sound of the celebration ring across the hills and remind the world that today is your triumph, your day. Now, bring us that horizon.
Oh, what a good picture right there. Oh, oh. Love it. Love it. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Cross your fingers.
It's going to be big.
Oh, baby.
I got it.
Good.
Stacy and Joe, today you've taken your vows and shared your commitment to each other with all of your friends and family. You have demonstrated this by the exchanging of vows and the giving of rings, and not to mention a cannon. I now pronounce you husband and wife. Joe, you can kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the newlyweds, Stacy and Joe. As we prepare to leave this place, let us take the love and laughter we have shared and tuck them away in our hearts. Bring a bit of this love to the rest of the world and light the dark nights of the soul with the love that has been shared here today. Let this love between Stacy and Joe rekindle the flames that are held within our own hearts and lives and help us to touch one another with its blessings. Now let's celebrate. It is asked that the family and friends who are needed for photographs remain here. Everybody else may file out. You guys can go.
There you go.
Yes, walk proud.